Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to our home office ergonomics workshop. This is basic information that we probably all should know and all should do, but the truth of it is sometimes we don't or we forget. And so we wanted to go over it with you today just to touch base on the things that are important for you in your office space. Because the truth of it is, as you all know, we pretty much live in our office space. So it needs to be good and healthy for us and needs to be as effective as it possibly can be. So our mission and vision, of course, we'll cover today. Our agenda includes values and just the basics of ergonomics. We're going to do a little bit on planning your space and how to set it up and hopefully give you some inspiration in how to do that. And also the stretching and the stress breaks and just a sense of, how to give yourself time and space in order to be as effective as you can be in the space in which you work. So as always, we start with our mission statement and our vision. These are integral to us and we believe in them. And this is a really big part of putting yourself in the position where you're able to deliver this in the best, most efficient way for scholars and for yourself. Here are our values, as always: achievement, respect, teamwork, integrity, and communication. So these are the core of everything that we do. So what are the basics of ergonomics? Let's turn it over to Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jesse Zamora. I am the HR manager here at Compass. And so here you see an illustration of pretty much what in a perfect world, how you would be set up with your workstation. So monitor at arm's length away, wrist straight, hands at our below elbow level, and adjust chair height so knees are about level with hips. And so to go a little more into detail with the basics, your screen/monitor should be at the top of your viewable screen, should be at eye level. Screen should be 20 to 28 inches away from your eyes. Screen should be at 10 to 20 degree angle.
Jesse, can I add here that sometimes we assume that, we do that. And I've been at Compass for about 18 months now. And I had a desk mat that I always used on my setup. And I didn't have a big computer, but I had the computer now back behind that desk mat. It took me 18 months to figure out the mat needed to go so the computer could become closer so that I didn't have to bend over and scrunch to look at everything. An epiphany, that took quite a while to happen. So maybe when we go through these things today, it will trigger some kind of recognition for things like that for you too.
I know, definitely. I agree with you on that one. Okay, and so moving on, so we will be talking about your posture. So posture does matter. You should be your upper back straight with shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed at side with upper arm and lower arm forming a 90 to 110 degree angle. Backrest of chair should be support the curve of your lower back. Backrest of chair should support I already said that, didn't I?
It's okay. We're human. We're human, but it's important that
it bears repeating. It bears repeating. There you
go. And so your hips should be as far back on the chair as possible. Adjust set for optimal height and comfort. Knees should be level with hips. Feet should be flat on the floor or footrest. And your workstation should be set at elbow height. And then as far as your keyboard and mouse, while typing or using your mouse, keep your wrist straight, your upper arms close to your body, and your head at or slightly below the level of your elbows. If you need an ergonomic mouse or keyboard, please contact the IT team to request one. As far as your phone, if you frequently use your phone, trying to use a headset or speakerphone when possible. Avoid cradling the phone between your head and neck.
And if I could comment on that, that probably explains why my worldview is like a little off to the side. It's a little skewed because I used to spend so much time prior to, us with our wireless headsets and our Bluetooth, like hanging out on the phone, like this.
That's why sometimes I just prefer to put it on speaker for that reason.
Right?
It's easier, just have it here, just talk.
I mean, I'm sorry to my office mate, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse. So my name is Sophie Trevino. I'm your Chief People Officer here at Compass. I'm going to handle the section about planning your space. Now, bear me some patience here since I'm trying to work on the controls and read at the same time.
Thank you, Sophie.
So planning your space. I think it's really important, or at least it's really helpful to make a list of your critical needs. Where's your location? Where in the house are you placing your desk, or even outside? I know some people who have their own little sheds for their workspace, so I'm a little jelly belly of that. I think it's also really, really important to do function over form. Give yourself a view. So I usually try to find a window and place myself near it. So I know a lot of people probably notice that during meetings, I'll like catch me staring out. That's because I'm staring out the window and looking at the nice weather or somebody doing something silly outside. Lighting's important, and please don't forget the chair. That's probably one of the most important parts of your entire setup. And on this slide, you will actually see some resources for design and layout if you are so interested in checking those out. So this is a photo of the zones. There are 3 zones when you set up your desk. Let's delve into that a little deeper, shall we? So let's be creative and use the resources that we have at home. We want to try to balance our workplace and home storage requirements and organizing our desk by the zone. The green zone is the primary zone. This is where you can easily reach by moving your forearms horizontally with your elbows, but remaining comfortably near your side. So you're not extending yourself. This is just your immediate comfort zone. This is normally dedicated to keyboard and mouse. According to the suggestions, there shouldn't be much else in this zone, unless you use it as much as your mouse and keyboard. Second zone is the red zone. It's reachable by extending your arms without leaning or bending at the waist. So, maybe like the little mummy zombie reach. It's good for things that you frequently use your notebooks or your books, stationery. In my case, a water bottle. There it is. The third zone is reachable by extending your arms, and that's the gray zone, or bending or leaning at the waist. So not super far, but hey, look, now I can touch my screen. Although you can reach the zone without standing up, it's not comfortable to do so frequently. So it's good for just your occasional use items or your monitor where you can see it. Let's see. All right, so we wanted to share some examples with you. We think it's important that your workspace is a reflection of who you are, that you're comfortable and you feel at home. So this is what it looks like for me at home. And I have my little sign that changes daily. Today it is will work for tacos, because that's one of the reasons why I work every day, because I want to be able to enjoy those Taco Tuesdays. And I'm going to share Jesse and Deborah's setup. And again, I just love how it's a reflection of who they are. Jesse is clearly very well put together, and Deborah is very inspiring with her accolades and her very red signage in the back. You can do it.
That's what I look at when I sit down in the morning and open up the computer. That's right behind my monitor. It says, you can do it. Whatever it is today, you can do it. It is a pretty red area here. You're right.
Oh no, I'm living for it, Deborah. I need to borrow that red quality right there. I'm borrowing.
I totally agree.
Good job.
I love both of yours guys, because again, you have, for me, it's a lot going on, but you get to like read, and inspire yourself to start the day. I'm more of just like a minimalist person, so for me, I prefer a clip of just everything just clean and simple.
And it's beautiful. I mean, in my dreams, my desk looks like that.
That's how I imagine mine looking one day.
Yeah, really. Good job, Jesse.
And of course, in the slides, you will find some resources and inspiration for setting up your small spaces, your work areas, whatever you need to kind of get you ready to get into the zone. And with that, I'm passing it off to Deborah.
All right. And because we are in this zone so much, we really just have to take care of ourselves when we're in it. And I know this is difficult to do. I'm the kind of person that when I get focused on something, I mean, I forget how long I'm sitting there focused on something. I know I've actually, and I had to apologize profusely, missed meetings with Sophie because my my calendar is not there, and I know I have a meeting, but I'm so involved in developing something. It's like 5 minutes after when the meeting started when I look at the calendar. So take time, set timers if you need to, make yourself take a break so that you can break from that and just restore your body. So here are some suggestions for stretching. And I don't know how often you should do this. I think that if you just do this, frequently throughout the day, maybe every hour, maybe every 2 hours, but you know how we get so rigid in the positions that we're in. So, and we kind of get our neck straight. And I know I really catch myself hunching, even though I'm close enough to everything and I can see it. I don't need to hunch. It's kind of like that's a concentration pose, So I get all concentrated. Deborah, you can see if you raise your shoulders back, it's still going to be there. So kind of being aware of yourself, I think, helps. And during the day, I know that we, in the United States especially, we have a stress triangle. And it's this triangle from our head down to our shoulders and across. And stretching is so important to move your neck in the various ways that you move your neck. You want to stretch your arms, your hands. We spend a lot of time, we don't want to get carpal tunnel. Take some time to spread. Actually stand up, and stretch. You can do a lot of the stretching right at your seat. Oh, I just popped my own neck. That just happened while I was stretching. We need to do that and get up and move around and actually just take the space so the blood can start flowing and we don't get ourselves all rigid, because that tightness preserved in your body over time with no break causes the tension headaches, causes us to, manifest different symptoms in our body because we didn't take time to release that stress when we could have. Attitude's important too. And in so many of the workshops where we talk about mindfulness, and I know you've all had many of those, and one of the things they have you do is just breathe a little bit. And this is a technique that I use. I just stop and I spend, I don't know, just a minute or two just with some deep breaths and being mindful of the world around me and kind of centering myself back into the world. It's amazing how those little tiny breaks will break the build of the stress that's there during the day. So be aware, be aware if you know how sometimes you're pushing yourself, you really need to get this done and you're pushing yourself, and you could break for a minute and just kind of relax and then go back to it a little bit, but we don't, because we push ourselves and we want to get it done. So when you're aware that your body's tightening up and things are happening, be mindful of that and back away for a couple of minutes. You're still going to get it done. Take time to take care of you. So take those breaks. I have to set a timer for breaks. This comes from when I was in high school. My mother would set timers for me to take a break because I'd get focused on something. I could work for 8 hours and not look up. Of course, I'm subject to headaches. So what do you think I got from that? Lots of headaches. So my mom began to put a timer on. And she would come in when I lived at home and she would make me, she's okay, it's break time, go take a break. So I have to set timers for myself to this day. So do whatever you need to do to take a little break, stretch, refresh, and breathing really helps. Just breathing can bring you back to your center, can take the stress away around what you're doing, and it just gives you a fresh start. And we've got some resources for you to look at and think about if you need some inspiration and some guidance as to how to do that.
Well, and Deborah, I mean, maybe to plug, your other asynchronous sessions about recognizing when you need a break. This is definitely that. Like, what are your telltale signs when you need to get up, take a break, avoiding the stress, avoid putting yourself in a situation where you're just crabby, because that happens to me quite often.
Well,
oh, look, I forgot to eat, or I forgot to drink water. Why am I in such a bad
And then you don't
mood?
feel good. And then you don't feel good and you're not doing as well. And it's hard to actually, I think I know why we resist, because it's hard to believe that this kind of thing can actually make a difference.
Okay.
Well, I just need to get it done if that's what's important, but it does make a difference. And there's a tremendous body of research that suggests little breaks throughout the day, a little time to take care of yourself is going to make you more effective and more productive. So take care of yourself first. Nothing happens if you're not taking care of yourself first.
I absolutely agree. And you know what I'm going to do after this? I'm going to go take some time for myself and make some tea.
I am too, actually. That sounds like a great idea. So we wanted to share these things with you. Just get a sense. We are at our workstations pretty much our whole lives. We spend a lot of time sitting in front of that computer in that space you've created to do your work. So we owe it to ourselves to create the best possible space that we can make. so that we can be most productive and take care of our own health and well-being at the same time. So we hope we've given you some good ideas today. If you have any questions, and I apologize, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Deborah LaCroix, the training and development manager. I guess I figured out that you probably all would recognize me. So we hope you've learned a little bit today. You've had maybe some refreshing, like maybe the desk mat on your desk could be moved so you could really see your computer, little things like that. So we hope we've helped in any kind of way. And we're delighted you decided to watch us and refresh your knowledge.
Thanks so much for stopping by. We appreciate you all.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
everybody.
day.